I don't think you were out there training today.
I was out there. I just didn't do the 11v11.
Okay.
Yeah, got held out of that. Still a little lingering ankle from last year, but I'll be back in tomorrow.
What are the expectations for training camp and the new coach and everything? What do you hope to accomplish?
I think the most important thing is making sure the team is bonding, making sure that we're understanding what's expected of us from the new training staff and how they want us to approach things on and off the field. Everything's always a little bit different from coach to coach, so it's understanding what those differences are and how you need to adjust. The playing style will come in as well at some point. Today it was more just get out there and play, get to fitness, than it was working on anything, and that's probably how the first week will be. But that'll be important as well, how he wants us to play and integrating those pieces.
Jeff said 11 on 11 on the first day is a little unusual for him. I was curious if you remembered that in the training camp.
No, but I think that most guys would prefer to do that than do something small and then line up around the field and chase each other, doing fitness without the ball. So I think that I much prefer this.
You talk about getting used to a new staff. What are your first impressions of Frank and his staff? And we talked to him yesterday. It just seems like a little bit of a different vibe from him than Tata and his staff. But what are your impressions?
He's organized. He's easy to talk to. Speaks good English. Ran a good training session today. He set expectations in a meeting earlier today, and just things that he expects us to do on and off the field, and not so much rules, just behavior that he expects. Little things, of course, are different from Tata. Tata was pretty laid back with some of those things, whereas I think Frank's going to be more intuitive and making sure that guys are doing what they're supposed to be doing, off the field. So, little changes, but looking forward to getting to work with him.
One of the positions that this team, there's more of a focus on is left back, because you have Greg Garza going out, and then you've got this homegrown player in George Bello in, as well as Brek Shea, who's probably going to compete for that spot as well. Before Shea, just what's your impression of Bello and kind of how does it look like he's pushing for that starter's job right now?
I
know it's like the first day.
I can't say anything from this year yet, but I think that we were all impressed with what he did last year. He got a few opportunities that we thought that he had earned and would get throughout the season, and when he did get them, I thought he took advantage of them very well. Not only for a guy his age, but just for somebody who's making his first couple career games in front of big crowds and on a team that expected to win and was fighting for trophies. So not an easy spot for somebody like him, and I thought he did very well. So now that the spot is vacated a little bit, of course you expect him to challenge for that spot. But there are a lot of bodies over there. Mikey as well has played a bunch for us, Chris as well. So there's a lot of competition for that spot, just like a lot of other spots on the field. So hopefully those guys will have good camps and make it a tough choice for Frank.
Do you know Brek? How would you describe him?
I played with Brek with the national team a few times. A good guy, easy to talk to. I don't know. He's more of a family man now. I was speaking to him yesterday. Got a bunch of kids. So yeah.
Have the stories been fair about him? Do you think of fair descriptions?
The stories? It just depends on what those stories are. But, no, I mean, Brek's been around this league for a long time, and I think that guys respect what he brings to the table, and a veteran American that's played here a long time. So we'll all get to know him a little bit better and find out if some of those are true.
And how do y'all handle the target that's now on your back as champs going? Does it start now in training camp, I assume?
Yeah, we spoke about today that target will be there all year, and that's going to have to be something that we're going to deal with all year. And I thought For the most part, we had a target on the back last year as well. Just with all the immediate attention that we got from after year one, and the expectations going into last year were very high that we would get to MLS Cup, right there with Toronto probably. So you know, it's not something new to us, but it's something that we're going to have to deal with, and know that we have to be at our best every game against every opponent, home or away, in order to get results. And you know, that's a challenge for us, but it's a welcome challenge.
Any favorite moments with the MLS Cup in the off season?
That you share.
No, none in particular. It's just good to hold it, good to be able to drink out of it. You know,
Water?
Yeah, no. Not they might have rinsed it out with water, but I don't know how that thing smells actually. I haven't really smelled it since, but just glad I got to be able to hold it for a little while.
Michael, it's only been, about 5 weeks since you guys won. Does it feel different showing up to work, having had that so recently?
Yeah, it does. It flew by, honestly, it did. Thankfully, we won it because, coming back here on that short of an off-season, having not won it would have been a lot more difficult than walking in through the front doors and seeing the trophy there. So that definitely helps. But, it seems like you want to be able to enjoy that, and we did. But now the challenge is, focusing on the new season, the upcoming games, the expectations, the CONCACAF tournament, and making sure that we're ready for that.
So, the cliche from every championship-winning team is always, well, that was last year. This is a brand new team. It's obviously a new coach, but a lot of the same players. Do you feel like it's, clean slate? Is it building off of what you guys did last year?
Yeah, of course, it's building off a little bit. We've got a lot of the same players, but having a new coaching staff in here helps. They didn't win the trophy. They didn't have the success last year that we had, and so for them it's all new. They want to win. It is a clean slate for them, 100%. So that helps the rest of us make sure that we don't have a hangover from last year and focus too much on that, because these guys want to know what it tastes like too.
I'm just curious. We only saw obviously the last 20 minutes or so of training, but it seemed like Frank was kind of just watching like a hawk out there versus Tata, who was always, you always heard BN and kind of yelling instructions. Do you guys notice him kind of taking it all in, maybe making his own judgment, seeing y'all out there?
Yeah, there were a couple times where he was pointing things out earlier in training, but I think that right now he's still letting us be free. Right now it's more about getting the fitness in, keeping the ball in play, just making sure we're working on our sharpness, those types of things, than it is working on anything tactical. So I'm sure as training camp goes, he'll get a little bit louder and point things out a little bit more. But right now, it's just making sure we're running.
He's the